Hello everybody, welcome back to the shop for this Monday episode. Acknowledge Jet, baby. And we're rolling. I've been busy this weekend. I know it may not look like it, but I'll show you guys something. Bam, look at that. All cleaned up. That dang little dog was carrying that stuff in the house piece by piece. Trixie, that is. Check that out. Here on the sander. Bam! Oh, one more thing. Look at my bench. It is all clean. Still got a little clutter over there, but I need all that stuff. I'm getting geared up to do some painting. Okay? Now, this is about everything I'm going to need, except my silver. I use the same white every time. I love this paint. This is my favorite paint in the whole world. DuPont. See that? This is a base coat, clear coat. This is my white. I just take this can down there when I'm out. I get the same color every time. That way my parts matches. And this stuff's amazing, man. Sprays on really good and flattens out. Bam. I mean, gets just flat. Okay? Now they came up with this, a couple years back probably. Base coat reducer, so it don't have no hardener in it. The reducer has the hardener in it. So you don't need to buy two things. You don't need to buy a reducer and hardener. Just gotta buy a special reducer. This is my red, and there's probably half a can in there. Torch red. This is my blue, just a Ford blue. And that I'll use as my base coat reducer. This is my primer. TranStar. Okay, now this is not the epoxy. This is a urethane primer. I used epoxy in my molds. Okay, for the simple fact, it don't shrink like this stuff. Okay, it don't shrink away and leave a lot of glass marks. And but the bad thing about a urethane primer is you can't get the epoxy primer. You don't want to use it on parts because that's not what it's made for. It's not a high build. It's not an easy sand. Well, this stuff sands really nice. So I like to use this on my plugs and anything I'm painting. And epoxy for my plugs. My parts. But that's the difference. And it takes a hardener. Okay, urethane. All urethanes take a hardener. And I just thin it with a urethane reducer. That's what this is. Okay. And I got my clear coat. This is TranStar. TranStar is O'Reilly's house brand, you know. But I like this stuff. And it comes with a hardener too. And it dries fast. That's about a good thing about all this stuff. Man, that paint, you can sand it in 15 minutes. Same way with that primer. And don't clog up your paper. And this clear dries really fast too. But that's the clear for that. And then I got some lacquer thinner in the back, cleaning up my guns. I got some paper, got some 220. You always got to use 220 first. That gets it flat, then you get it smooth. Got to get it flat, then you get it smooth. And you can actually paint 400. Okay, you can paint 220, people. That old time enamel. If you use your paper a long time and let it get wore out, you know, because 220 turns into 320 after you use it for a while. Kind of that, you know, but You know, if you want it really slick, 600. That'll be smooth, but you always got to start out with 220. You got and a block sander. All this stuff must be done with a block sander, guys. But I'm getting, and then I got me a brand new toxic waste jug. Okay, it used to be cotton flock. Now it's toxic waste. Someone asked me before what I do with my toxic waste. Okay, after this is everything. I put the paper towels in here that I clean out my gun with. I put my thinner I use to clean out my gun with. I've had a couple people ask me what I do with it. You know, you can't put the lid on it and throw it away. Okay, that's a no-no. But what you can do is leave the top off, let everything evaporate, let it dry. You can throw that right in your trash can, perfectly legal. But, you know, I don't have industrial quantities, but any of this stuff, guys, you cannot throw this away like this. Trash man won't accept it. You take the lid off, let it dry for a couple days, trash man will take it. Same way with this, my toxic waste, because what it, you know, it's just crud from you know, old paint. But that's my toxic waste jug. And oh, I need to start. I got some filling to do on these stabs. I'm gonna get these things. I got a little bit of filling to do on this leading edge. And for that, we got this professional glazing and spot putty, but it comes with the hardener. This is a really fine Bondo. That is really nice. It's amazing stuff. Okay, now I wash these with soap and water. You got to get all the mold release off. Okay, warm soap and water does it real well. Plain water will, but you got to kind of scrub it for a while. So that's another reason I really like this stuff here. Is that you can mix up small amounts. See, I just got me a little dollop on there. A little dollop. I'm gonna take my hardener. Sure there ain't no liquid. You know that liquid stuff that comes out of this first? That does not count as hardener. It won't it won't set up. You gotta get the firm hardener out of there. And that's just such a smooth, man, thin and smooth. You get it in these tiny places and it feathers out really good. I got me a vacuum chamber ordered, guys, to make them parts. Got it off eBay. You know, I found some cheaper ones on Amazon. You know, smaller plastic ones. And I was reading the reviews, and the reviews wasn't real high on them. And I also got some, so I decided to get it the bigger pot. You know, they wasn't that much more, $30 more, plus I got free shipping. But it's a bigger, it's a 1.5 gallon size, which is plenty big for what I need it for. And it's got a vacuum gauge on it. Bam. A little bit short. A little bit short. But man, that hurricane force winds out there today, all weekend. I'm itching to go fly something, but too windy. So we're gonna stay in the shop, guys. We're gonna get this airplane painted. It's hardly no body work. Just I gotta put some rivets on, but I think I can do it in a few days. I don't need sanded. Let's see what this looks like sanded. This is a little aggressive. A little aggressive. But I think once they're sanded and then you paint over them, you know, it'll look good. See that urethane paint, man? I've painted the thinnest paint jobs in my life with that stuff. Man, it just don't take very much to paint an airplane. You know, I'm not knocking that epoxy stuff, but I prefer the urethane. Since all we want to do is kind of knock the ridges off of this. So the rivets is the last thing we're going to do. We're going to get them things flat and ready to paint. Now let's go to primer on them. I actually ordered some more Panaline tape too, so I can when I prime them, I'll probably lay some more Panaline tape on there. No more. I mean, I'm probably okay. Brain fart there. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sand this whole thing pretty good. You know, but to keep my Panalines really big and crisp, I'll probably lay some Panaline tape back in there. I got some more orders. Should be here today. If it didn't show up today, it'll be here tomorrow. And then once I get all this body work done, I'll do that. And that way, I'll squirt another coat of primer on it, and I won't lose any of my Panaline depth, because I don't want to lose that. Yeah, I believe I will, especially on these parts. I want that red, white, and blue to really stand out, bam, on these panel lines and rivets. See, that toned them down quite a bit. Remember the sound they did make? No, but they still look pretty good. I just kind of took the ridges off of them. There's still a nice depth to them. And see, once I got that ready to paint, it'll all be flat like this. It won't be no orange peeling. I didn't sand it, see that? I didn't sand it very good because I was just practicing. I'll get it all nice and flat. They don't look bad. I like them. Get it all nice and flat. Get it ready to paint. Put my rivets on there. Sand it one more time, just kind of lightly. Paint it. Bam. That's what we're going to do. Well, I think this one, I don't know. I'll sand them, see how they look. They're nice and flat and don't need no primer. I won't put none. I'm just going to mix a tiny amount to get this tip. And guys, we're gonna get Chris's Mustang out and get that thing painted too. Well, I got the paint rolling. While we're in paint mode, so I'm gonna get in this garage. What I like to do is blow my garage out 3 or 4 times. My whole shop. I got one of these blowers that detaches from my shop vac. See, it comes off, and then you got a blower. Put my nozzle on there, and I just go around and I blow this whole thing out. Sealing, everything. I did yesterday. I want to do that like 3 or 4 times. Okay? Then we gotta wait for a nice calm day to paint. Which in Kansas, they very often. No, it tends to calm down at night. And that's the best time to paint. Now I got this all sanded last night. Now I laid you up a new one, Ollie, but I put them on the scales, and this actually weighed just a fraction less, and it's a lot less work to paint this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this one. This is we know is good, and but this had that epoxy paint on it. It was a lot. It was hard to sand. So I got it all sanded last night, and it's ready to roll. Only sand out a little bit more, but that's a good stab. And I'm trying to get a little more rudder travel out of it. I got more now than I had, but it just goes up and hits right there and bottoms out. I'm trying to sand that a little bit more. Trying to get as much travel out of that as I can get. But that's where it hits. But that's more than I had. Okay guys, that's about all I got. I'm going to keep plugging away here. My nice clean shop in full paint mode. So I can mix my paint, got room. Everything's clean, got all my drill bits put up. But everything got kind of thrown in my little junk chest. But so next time I pull out anything out of there, that whole area will be trashed again. We'll worry about that when we get to